Hey, the Sonic Prime figures from Jakks Pacific just came out. This is wave 1, but I got a few of them, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about them, talk about some differences between. But yeah, as you can see here, we got yeah, close up. How will I know what channel this is? This is the 5-inch Prime Sonic from Jakks Pacific, and I gotta say, he kind of sucks. Going over the pros real quick, I really like the gloves and shoes. I think they look really nice for this figure. This figure is like $5 more than usual, and he's about an inch taller than the normal 4-inch line. That's math, I did it. I do really like the size of this figure. I feel like this is a perfect sized figure, like for Sonic and for those designs, especially with like how thin the limbs can be sometimes, but this figure is so flimsy. There are a million things wrong with this figure. I don't even know where to get started. For one, the limbs are just like you hear that? That's awful. The face also leaves a lot to be desired. It looks pretty bad, weirdly. The eyes are huge, and like the muzzle ends weirdly there, so he's just got like a circle of blue. I don't love it. He has detailing in the quills to kind of make it seem like the Prime version of him, but with like the kind of cheap feeling plastic, it just looks kind of gross. I feel like this figure is gonna get greasy really easy. He looks greasy already, and he just doesn't look great. Doesn't stand great. His limbs, like when you put the legs down, they always look like they're bending a weird way. I have a big issue with these ball joints, because you can see there, like this is the edge of it, and then when you close it, you can't really see where the front of it is, so it will spin around in there like a full 360, and then you can't tell where it's gonna open, so you can't like move with it freely. The squeaking thing is throwing me off. Like here especially, it's like, all right, which way is the legs? It just doesn't work very well. And like, you know, for $5 more, he's bigger, but I would expect them to make him look a lot better and feel a lot better. But he just like, he's gonna be cool on the shelf as a novelty. Like, hey, look, it's the Sonic Prime figure, remember that? I try not to, but yeah, in terms of like playing, he feels very fragile. I feel like the limbs are gonna break on this guy easy for any kids that are playing with it, so on the shelf forever for you. 9 is the second figure that I got. I only got these two because Thorn Rose did not really interest me, and Mr. Dr. Eggman, no. So he was interesting because he's got 70 points of articulation with all of this combined, which is really cool. The problem, however, is that these are not the best. This popped off when I first opened it, and it's like kind of hard to get back on, and I don't think that's intentional. His tails get in the way a lot of the time. I think they like move around a little, but I don't know if they do a full rotation, which makes it kind of difficult to work with this. Yeah, no, I think the plastic is just kind of off with him. I might have to like forcefully bend that back in place. But that's not good, that like so easily that can pop off and then just like not go back on. I think the gimmick is really cool, him having all the tails, and you know, they probably could have just not done it, so it's cool that they went the extra mile, but like, yikes. In terms of detailing, I think the weird like hatching to fit the Sonic Prime design works really well with him. It's gonna be hard to focus, but like, I really like how this looks. I think it looks really neat, and it fits the kind of slightly feral aesthetic that 9 has. His face too is a lot better than Sonic's. I don't know what went wrong. His hand is really blocky, which like, I kind of like that. I don't know why. The biggest problem with this figure, besides the kind of weird tails, is the paint. On the back of the box, they show him with like full silver paint on his hands, on his shoes, and on all of the metal tails. And then you look at it in the box, and it's just like this horrible plain gray, which like, listen, okay, there's a lot of this. That's fine. You don't have to make this all silver. But one, Why advertise it as such? And 2, they have stuff like the 10 ring, which is not painted gold, but has like a kind of gold-ish feel to it. It's like, why didn't you just do that for him if you're gonna advertise it like that? They did the same thing with the Eggmobile, where on the package it looks shiny and then the real thing isn't. I don't know why they keep doing it. It feels like a really gross thing to do. I don't know what their deal is. But yeah, I mean, less to say about him. He's got kind of the same general issues that Sonic does, except he's a little more cool as like, hey, this is Tails 9, remember? From Sonic Prime, I try not to. Twice. I'm a little worried this is not gonna go back on, but we'll see. Hey, it's them! This is the multi-pack for New York City, which I actually really like. Starting with Sonic first, I think he looks really good. I do not like that he still has the same like blue ring for some reason under him. The gloves and shoes, once again, really good. I think they look really nice. In general, this is just kind of like the 2.5-inch Sonic, but with like a different head mold. But I think he looks pretty good. I like his hand. I like the hand pose. You can take the shard and give it to him. And he won't hold it, but like you can pretend. Speaking of the shard, this is a cool addition. It has a little base. There's a little hole in it that I will struggle to put on the thing. It's neat for like anyone that's actually playing with it, but also for a display of like, hey look, you got one of them. 9 does what the big 9 couldn't and has full silver paint. I don't love his face. He looks mischievous, but like not in a super fun way. He just looks kind of weird. Articulation with all these figures is pretty much how you'd expect, just same as usual. His tails are in a bunch instead of all being separate, which I think is a really good decision for this. I also really like that it's bunched up in such a way where when you put it down, he can stand up better. That's really good. I really hope they make a toy out of 9's ship from the show. In this scale especially, I think that'd be really cool. I like him a lot. This is a good one. Rusty Rose! Yeah! I love Rusty Rose, both in this figure, but also in the show. I think she's really cool. And they don't do anything with her, which is infuriating to me. This figure is like really loose in the arms, but really stiff in the legs. Like, I don't know why. I don't think she has knees. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes with robot figures because all their joints just look like part of the design. So I'm never sure if this is supposed to be what this is. Does this move? It looks like maybe the foot moves independently. I don't know. I don't want to break her, so I'm scared to check. But her paint especially, like this looks awesome. They did a really good job with her. I'm excited for the Rusty in the 5-inch line in the second wave, which is coming out in like a month or 2, I think. But I'm also a bit worried if it's going to turn out the same way that Sonic and 9 did in that wave. She looks great though. Usually they wouldn't put this much detail in on like, especially at this scale, but yeah. I'm not going to move her limb, but I'm scared to. There they are! I think overall this wave of Prime figures was pretty weak. This all came in one multi-pack, and that was really good. These came separately. These two together was $30. Nowhere close to that. $10 for both, I would say, is fine, but like, yikes. I'm going to assume that a different department handled Sonic because he's just vastly different in so many like design and quality standards than the normal Jax wave. So I don't know what's up with that, but you know, it's there. I think kids will enjoy them to some degree until they break, like 9 did. I forget what other multi-packs are coming out, if others were announced. I know they have the Pirate's Voyage, but I'm not going to buy a giant playset for a show I already don't like that much. Season 2 was better, at least. I thought that they worked with Shadow in cool ways, and they actually gave the characters stuff to do, and they mixed the worlds. We got more like Amy stuff, which was great. Sonic was still annoying, but the animation was like really stellar. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm glad you could see all the stuff here. Bit aside, I hope I can use this for some fun video things, whether that be animations or obstructing my desk some more. We'll see. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought about Sonic Prime Season 2 and of these figures in general. Bye-bye!